Hey guys, my new 4-hole Bosch injectors came in the mail today for my 1998 Jeep Cherokee 4.0. I'm going to install them today and video it and show you guys how to do it.
You're going to need a flathead screwdriver, 10mm wrench and socket with extension, some petroleum jelly or some kind of lube, and carb or brake cleaner. And this is what the motor looks like before we do anything. My injectors came in a baggie like this, and here they are. First thing you want to do is take your pressure cap off, and to do that you just simply unscrew it with your fingers. And then once you do that, you want to put a cup or something down there to catch the excess gasoline, and then take your flathead screwdriver and push the little nozzle to let the pressure out of the line in there. You might have to hold it for a couple of seconds. And then try to take the cup out without spilling gas, and then screw the cap back on so you don't forget it. The 4 fuel rail screws are right here, right here, right here, and right here, and they are 10mm size. The 3 throttle bracket screws are right here, and the last one is right there, and those are 10mm as well. Then just take your flathead screwdriver and pop the throttle cable off, and then this guy over here, you just take it and pull it down and it will disconnect from there. Then we just want to remove the throttle bracket by pulling it up and getting the wires out of the way and just kind of setting it over here for now while we work on the injectors. Then we want to take the hose off of the air filter housing and just kind of swing it around over here and get it out of the way. Then to move the electrical connectors, you just push the 2 tabs in and pull. And that's that. After you get everything disconnected, you can take the fuel rail and just kind of tug and pull, and it'll pop out, do the front and the back. Make sure all the injectors are out of the holes. Next thing you want to do is take the little clips off, and I'm doing it with a camera so it's kind of hard, but you just take 2 fingers and then clip it out like that, and they look like this. Now we want to take the injector out of the fuel rail. To do that, you just simply wiggle and pull and it'll just pop out. Some are easier than others. And I'm just going to set those aside for now. Now we just want to take the remaining out of there. This one here, you can see it's kind of hard and gas starts spewing out of it. This one, same thing. If an O-ring stays inside the fuel rail, just take a flathead screwdriver and pull it out just like that. And here's all the old injectors, and this is what it looks like after you've taken all the injectors out of the fuel rail. So now we're going to pull them out of the bag, take the little protectors off of it, and we want to put some kind of lube around both of these O-rings so they slide into place a lot better. Now I'm using petroleum jelly, but you can use whatever, but I'm just putting it on my finger and kind of just wrapping it around there and getting a good even coat on it so we don't have any issues getting it into the fuel rail or into the intake manifold. Now to put the new injectors in, you got to be very careful not to cut the O-ring. To do that, you just simply wiggle it around like I'm doing here and just kind of give it a little bit of force. Not too much though, because you do not want to break the O-ring. And as you can see, it's taking a little bit to get it in there. But once you get it past a certain point, you can take it and push it kind of up in there, and it'll kind of slide back into place just like that. Now you might want to take some carb cleaner and just spray it inside those holes there and clean it out. Now we want to remove all the wires or just get them out of the way so that we can put this fuel rail back into place. Now I'm just going to slide this in, make sure all the injectors are in place, and then just start kind of wiggling it until they start seating in here, and just kind of go in a circular motion, just wiggling it in there, and then this one will pop in, and then I'm going to get the back one and I'm going to get that popped in as well. Then reinstall the bolts on the fuel rail, and depending on what package you got, I had some connectors that I had to hook up that would fit, so I connected that into there and then the other end to the original wiring harness. And this is what it looks like when they're all installed with all the wires in place. Now we just want to put our throttle bracket back into place and pop the throttle back in, and then pop this little guy in, slide it up, and then we want to just give it a little push and snap it into place. Now we don't want to forget about our air cleaner hose, so we just pull it over there and pop that back in. And we want to get back in the car and try to give it a couple of starts. Didn't work there. We want to make sure there's no leaks in the gas. And you can see we're trying to get it started. And finally here we get it started. And then again, you want to double check, make sure that you have no leaks, no fuel leaks. To reset the PCM, you just take the negative battery terminal off as well as the positive, put them together for about 30 seconds and connect them back to the battery. Turn the key on without starting, and then turn on the headlights and then turn them off, and then turn the key off, and that reset the PCM.
And that's how you do it. If I left anything out, or if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments down below, and I'll see if I can answer them. In my own personal vehicle, I was having a problem with it idling rough. Sometimes it would say it had an engine misfire, so that's why I replaced the injectors, because all of the ignition side was good. I just reset the PCM like I showed you guys how to do, and drove it down the road, and it started idling really bad, and saying it was running lean when in all actuality it was running really rich. I turned it off, turned it back on, drove it back home, and it seems to be going okay now. So we'll see what happens in the next couple of days and see if it fixed the problem. I just got to let it relearn itself basically, and hopefully that fixes the problem. So thanks guys for watching.